Hi, I'm Rachel from Gentle Frog. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content. If you're having issues with your bookkeeping, please follow the link at the end of the video to schedule a one-on-one appointment with me. Thank you. In today's video of Custom QuickBooks Training, I'm going to show you how to create a sample QuickBooks Desktop file and then how to chop both ends off of that file. So for example, if you need to send a data file to someone for an audit, you can provide them exactly the data you wanted to provide, but not all the extra data. For this video, I'm using QuickBooks Premier 2021, but this would work with any edition of QuickBooks Desktop, so Pro or Premier, in whatever year that you're currently using. Let's get started. What I'm going to do is I've got my sample file here, and I'm just going to put in a couple transactions that are outside the date range we want, just so we can verify that they go away when we're done with our project. So let's go ahead and go to banking, write checks, and we're just going to enter a couple simple things. So let's go, who do we have in the list? Collins. So we're going to write a check for 1/1/2016, $100. I'm going to buy some office expense from Collins. For this entry, we're going to do 1/1/17. We're going to make it for cool vendor, and we'll do $125. And then for this, we'll say telephone expense. And we're just going to keep going, throwing a little something into each year. So we'll go 1/1/18. This one will go 150. Panera, who doesn't love Panera? One of my girlfriends recently went on a picnic with her kid, and the picnic was really just them going to Panera, getting food, and then taking it to the park. And I thought, oh, how great would that be? That's exactly the kind of picnic I want to make. So I'll make this one $20, make this $200, and save. Let me take you to the chart of accounts so you can see what I have in here. So then we can start working on how to narrow down the data that we provide. So I'm going to take you into the checking account. This primary checking account has transactions dated for 2020. If I go into this one, I have transactions for 2020, but it also goes back to 2016. Let's imagine in our example, we want to provide data from 2017 through 2019. We don't want to provide anything for 2020, and we don't want to provide anything for 2016. Okay, so just a real good, easy example. What I want to do is I want to start by making a copy of my sample QuickBooks file. The reason I'm making a copy is that I don't mess up my existing QuickBooks file. I know that I'm going to take my QuickBooks file and I'm going to chop off some data on both ends, of the calendar, right? So I just don't want to mess up my actual data. So I'm just going to make a copy for myself. To do this, I'm going to click on File in the upper left-hand corner. I'm then going to go down to Backup Company. Over to the right, I'm going to say Create Local Backup, meaning I'm just going to take a backup and store it on my computer. I'm going to click Next. It's going to ask me where I'd like to save it. Let me find a spot to save. I'm going to save it to my desktop. It's asking about verification. I think a complete verification is fantastic. It only takes a second. I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. It's warning me that I'm saving this to my my hard drive, the equivalent of my C drive. And I say, yeah, that's fine. I don't need to save it anywhere else. So then it gives me the chance to save it, save and schedule, schedule future. I just want to save it. So I'm going to click Next. And again, with the warnings. So save backup. I feel like I told it a moment ago where to save it, but it's obviously forgotten. So now I'm saying, please save this to my desktop. So we'll let it do that. QuickBooks has told me that it confirmed it's saved my backup file, and that's great. So I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. Now the whole point of this was to make a separate file that I could mess up. So I want to make sure that I close my existing file. So I'm just going to go File and then Close Company. I've closed my QuickBooks file, and now I want to open the file that I just saved. So to do this, I'm going to click on Open or Restore an Existing File. I'm then going to say Restore a Backup and say Next and Next. And then it's going to ask me what I want to restore. And I've navigated it to my desktop, which is conveniently where I've stored my backup. I'm going to select the file I wish to restore. I'm going to choose Open. I'm then going to choose Next. I would recommend you stop here and you give your file a completely different name. If you give it the same name as what your existing file was, like in my case, my existing file was sample desktop file, that's going to override your data and completely defeat the purpose of creating a copy so you have something to mess up and you have your real copy. So copy for audit or review. So you call it whatever you want. I'm just calling it this so that I remember what it is so that I can later delete it off my hard drive. I'm going to choose Save. It's going to take a few minutes for QuickBooks to open this file. When it opens it, it's just literally creating an identical copy of the QuickBooks file we had. What I've just opened is that backup copy I created. Even though I changed the name of the file, you know, like the file save as name, it did not change the name across the top of my QuickBooks file. I'm going to change the name across the top right now. I'm changing it not because I need to, but because then I'll never accidentally forget which file is the one that I was, chopping off the dates, and which file is the file that I'm using to actually run my business. To change the name across the top of your company file, you're going to go to Company. You're going to come down to My Company. And over here, we're just going to click on the little pencil above company information. So Gentle Frog Review File. I'm just giving it the name Review File. You can do whatever you want for your own business. That changes the name across the top. And again, that's 100% just for me. So now back to the mission. Our mission is to provide the 2017, 2018, and 2019 data. We don't want to provide any 2016, and we don't want to provide any 2020. I'm going to go over here to the left-hand side of my screen. I'm going to click on File. I'm going to go down to Utilities, and I'm going to go over, I'm going to go to Condense Data. So it says you want to remove transactions from your file. Yes, I do. That's exactly what I'm doing. So remove transactions before a specific date or transactions outside of a specific date. So remove transactions before, and I'm going to say remove them before January 1st of 2017 and remove them after 12/31/2019. I'm going to then choose Next. I can replace with a summary journal entry. That's what I would want to do if I was doing a file condense, because my QuickBooks file was too big and it had too much data, but I was going to keep using it for my business. Then of course I'd like to have some sort of summary entries. In this case, that's not why I'm doing it. I literally if it was an Excel document, I'd want to be able to take some rows and delete them and take some rows and delete them. So in my case, for this example, I'm going to choose Don't Create a Summary. I'm then going to select Next. It says you have chosen the option to remove all your transactions before January 1st, 2017. I'm going to say, yep, that's great. So it says, don't remove unused list. Well, that's fine. I don't care about my names list. And then begin Condense. I don't know about you, but I'm curious. I want to know for 100% sure that it did actually get rid of the old stuff. When we started this, we took a look at the check registers and we saw, transactions. I just want to go and make sure those are gone. So I'm going to click on List and I'm going to go down to Chart of Accounts. I remember my checking account had some stuff, but not a lot. So here's 17, 18, 19. That's great. Oh, that was the checking account with those stuff. Because the other one, the checking account that only had 2020 stuff in it, it was just called checking. It didn't have checking at First Capital. The second way you can double check if you want to be, again, 100% sure, is you can go to Reports. You can come down, you know what, I was going to say look at the profit and loss, and you definitely can. But let's go even further down and go to Accountant and Taxes, and then go over to General Ledger. The general ledger is just the listing of everything that's in your QuickBooks. So if you took accounting in school, if you're my age or older, pre-computers, you would remember that you hand wrote stuff into like a stripy paper, and then you had to like replicate it into other stripy paper. All of that was your ledgers. So I'm just going to say, all right, QuickBooks, show me the general ledger, the history of everything, and show it to me for all dates. Like literally show me everything in my QuickBooks for all dates. When I do this, I can see there's transactions dated 17, 18, 19, and there are 0 transactions dated for 16 and 0 transactions dated for 20. This is how I know that the data that I'm providing to whoever needs it is only going to be the data from the date range that I have identified that I want to share. So now I've got this data file that I want to give to whomever. I'm just going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to click on File, Backup Company, Create Local Backup. I'm going to create a local backup. I'm going to save it to, ever so creatively, my desktop. And okay, use this location, click next, yeah. This is saying this, it's going to give it the backup name that I had gave it when I created. Remember when we opened up or restored the backup file, we said, okay, this is going to be the copy for the auditor review. If you end up making multiple backups, one thing that I do like a lot is that QuickBooks will put a date and timestamp in here. So that means you won't accidentally grab the wrong backup file. So I can click on Save. We'll just wait a few minutes for it to think. So it's been backed up. So let me just take you to the desktop. I'll shrink all this. So this is so hard to read because it's such a funny, bright, I don't know how it comes across on video. It's an incredibly bright copy. So now that I've taken a backup copy of my QuickBooks, I just want to make sure that I can find it. So I'm going to go to my desktop. So I'm just going to navigate there by using the little folder. On my desktop, I can see that I have 2 backup files. In your case, you might have saved it somewhere else and you might have a lot of backup files. I just want to make sure you can find the one that you just created. The one you just created likely has a different name than the original file you're working on. And then also to the right, you're going to see that the date and timestamp is much more recent because that's the one that you, again, just made. You can send this over to whomever needs it. Just make sure they have the password to log into it, or that you've taken the password off before you did this. Thank you so much for sitting with me through this video. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments box. If you want to talk to me about bookkeeping or QuickBooks, please feel free to reach out. I love working with small business owners as well as other bookkeepers. Again, this is Rachel Barnett from Gentle Frog and Centrosome. Have a wonderful day.